Welcome to the 143rd edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic again. I am Tiger Hay.
And I'm Peanut Gallery.
So, we're going to get right into the drama, and a lot of it is AEW. I don't know why, but this week just sort of turned the dial with the drama within AEW to the nth degree. I'm assuming we're waiting until next week for all the drama for WrestleMania season.
Yes.
So, AEW. This new COO is essentially taking on 20 million responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
So they hired this person. They are responsible for the oversight of all strategic planning and execution of live events, marketing, finance, human resources, licensing, consumer products, and all major lines of business for the company. This is one position. This is the Chief Operating Officer of AEW that they hired, I think, Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of company has one person of this size and of the budget that they have do all of this?
Right. I mean, that would make sense if they were a small business, but they clearly are not.
Right. Then they have the funding to hire multiple people for these. There's a reason why there is a chief marketing officer, a chief financial officer. There's a person specifically for human resources. This person is taking on, at the very least, 5 jobs, including chief operating officer.
Right. That's
not good. If one person has to have all of those responsibilities.
Well, it doesn't necessarily say that they are responsible for those, but it's what it says is
all strategic planning and execution. They're directly responsible for
it's the
all
oversight of it. So there probably are teams underneath them, but yeah, this seems like a lot of hands for one person to take on.
The chief operating officer of anything is not planning and executing all of this. Now, they might have a hand on the planning part and overseeing the performance of these resources, but they are not the person directly responsible for every nitpicky thing.
Right.
That's not good. So I wanted to bitch and moan about that because that is not good. Another thing of AEW, which I think all of the cult should be fucking worrying about, and they're not, is that moving forward, AEW pay-per-views are not going to be on BR Live anymore.
Okay.
They are going to go to Triller, which was known as Fight.
Oh, okay.
Here's the problem with that. And I think this should be an indicator of the state of the relationship between these two companies.
Yeah.
Guess who is the owner and operator of BR Live?
Isn't that Endeavor?
No, it's Warner Brothers Discovery.
Huh.
So, what does that say? Now, that could mean nothing.
Right.
But that also could mean anything.
Right.
Or everything.
Right.
Of the relationship between Warner Brothers Discovery and AEW.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that obviously has to be some part of the deal.
Right.
But now, since they're moving those out, what is that saying?
Right.
It's ridiculous. The ratings from Dynamite just continue to plummet in a way that I think most people should be worried. I think it was a 747 and a 0.27 demo.
Okay.
Last week, they were barely holding on to 800, and people just dropped off. And you can say MLB.
MLB, it was opening day.
I think NCAA with March Madness. I'm not sure if there were games on Wednesday, but to what I heard, that there was nothing that was contested against AEW that night. I could be wrong, but that's what I saw.
Right.
But now, if March Madness is there, okay, I can give them that credit.
March Madness is pretty much over after today, so they don't have any excuses.
So we'll see what happens with next week's Dynamite. I watched Dynamite. I watched the entire thing. It was not good in any capacity. Mercedes sucks on commentary. The main event was lackluster because Swerve Strickland should have been the #1 contender in the fucking first place going against Konosuke Takeshita, who did absolutely nothing to get to that spot. Zero. Right. Bumpkiss. So them doing that is ridiculous.
Right.
And finally, Eric Bischoff has been an absolute monster as it relates to Tony Khan.
Yeah, there's been this budding feud between these two.
Yep. So Eric Bischoff, he had a podcast with Joe Alba, which I do not like because he blocked me, where it was called Strictly Business.
Yeah.
And Strictly Business is not going to be going on.
Right.
Tony Khan responded to that saying, "Oh my God, he's going away." Do you not realize that 83 Weeks still exists?
Right.
And the fact that Eric Bischoff is going to be doing a live YouTube show now,
right,
is that his priorities are changing.
Right.
And he slapped back Tony Khan over the head in the entire Cult, excuses and meltdowns and all of this. And I mean, I've been preaching it for months now.
Yeah.
That the biggest enemy of AEW is the AEW fans and Tony Khan, and this was a perfect example of it.
Yep.
What a horrendous way on responding to somebody who disagrees with you.
Right.
It was, think of Triple H doing that.
Right.
Just getting on Twitter and having a moan or praising, oh, a big detractor is no longer going to be doing a thing. Do you really think that's what an actual professional does?
No.
No.
Right.
Zero.
Man-child with daddy's money.
It's absolutely insane. This drama, I know. I hark on AEW a lot. I don't want to. I want AEW to go back to when it felt different.
Right.
I mean, Joey Janela, Private Party, Frankie Kazarian, I'm trying to think of other people who were somewhat in the main event scene at this time. They were outdrawing Adam Copeland, Mercedes Moné,
yep,
Christian Cage, Swerve Strickland.
Right.
You know why? Because AEW felt different.
Right. It wasn't a WWE light.
This is
all the stars are ex-WWE stars.
Are just going there. Now, okay, they have a place to work, and I don't necessarily see anything wrong with having former WWE guys on your roster.
You should not rely on them. Your bread and butter should be homegrown stars.
Exactly.
And they lost that with MJF. When he, I don't know if he's left or not, but
it looks like it.
Yeah.
It's looking like it more and more. The fact that people are continuously making these excuses, and it's like, the AEW fan base at that time were not the toxic little sons of bitches that they are now.
Right.
They just weren't.
Right.
And it's just all online shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you say, oh, it's only this microcosm of the cult. It's like, no. Everybody looks at that and says, I don't want to be involved with a fan base that does this.
Right.
I don't want to be involved in that.
Right.
So, yeah, that's just kind of my spiel with AEW. It's sad. It's just a sad state of affairs. Hopefully they can get back on the ball here after WrestleMania. Generally, a lot of companies hit that big, nice, fresh restart around that time anyway. So maybe they'll do an okay build for Double or Nothing. I'm hoping and praying. I want the card to be good enough that I have an excuse to go.
The card just doesn't feel good enough.
Well, we don't know any matches yet.
No, I mean for Dynasty.
The
card just looks complete ass.
Yeah, it does. So hopefully they'll do better with Double or Nothing.
Yep.
I'm not going to hold my breath, but I'm hoping they do a little bit better. That is my drama for this week. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed anything. Sometimes I miss shit. So, Peanut Gallery, there was a lot of news.
There is a lot of big interviews, of course, right before WrestleMania season. I'm sure next week would be a lot if we were doing the news, but hey, let's focus on some news.
Perfect.